Are you, are you going to agree?
Yes.
Our freedoms are waning and we'll lose our liberty. Slipping one by one until there's nothing left to see. Are you willing to stand with me? Are you just going to let it be? The ranchers are first, but brother, next it may be me. We all stand together or we'll hang separately. Are you going to the tree? Are you willing to be free? It won't get any easier to regain lost liberty. Strange things are happening in this land that once was free. So, brother, I ask you, are you going to stand by me?
Ready. There it is. It did popped in. Hang on, give me a second. Welcome everybody. Good evening.
I have to hit mute for a minute.
Okay. Well, the subject tonight, I guess, is survival, huh? And the type of stuff that you're going to actually need to learn and to kind of maybe, I don't want to say memorize, but it will be hopefully an educational program that we all I'm waiting for. I'm getting all my dinghies there. Okay. Cool. Well, where do we start? I mean, it really is, the subject is kind of, I mean, there are a lot of different things that you can learn how to do. Uh, Basically, we can, I guess the best way to probably to do this, let's set up a scenario of a disaster. Metropolitan area. Go ahead, Scott. Right. And that is true, because I mean, even it depends on the size of the child. Uh, how you going to transport them? I mean, I, so ladies, do you have any ideas at all of what you would do?
Well, here's the thing. I've done a little bit of research on prepping. I haven't done as much as I should be, but with my schedule, I just can't fit it in.
Right.
But I mean, I am aware of, the water. Yeah, we do have supply of food here and stuff like that. I do know one thing, and that's if you look at any survival website, they tell you that the people that are going to die first are the people that panic.
Right.
So I think, and it's all going to be psychological. So I mean, reading up on the psychological mind games that they play during during a catastrophe or something like that, people need to be aware of that because that's what they're going to do. They're going to mess with your mind the most. So even though you are the best prepper in the world, and you have the most ammunition, you have the most food, you have the most water, there's no guarantee that you're going to live because if you panic.
And that's true. I mean, because I mean, even if you use the scenario that panicking, just look at how people become in a riot. That there is so much chaos around you. There are some people that are able to keep their to keep their level head on it, I should say. Uh, we all, I mean, ever since 9/11, I mean, everybody has, there has been, I don't know how many videos and even the government telling us that, the shelter in place and this is what you need, this is what you need to take. But when you have a family, and it depends on, and again, it depends on the age of the child, of the kids, and how many you got. You have to, I mean, two adults cannot hump enough stuff out if you're trying to get out of the city by by foot. I mean, and it's just, I mean, I've seen people actually use wagons and stuff, the little, them big red wagons that they have,
Red
the ones.
Flyer wagons.
Yeah, and I've
Yeah,
actually
I've
seen
got one of
them.
those. I've got a dolly. I've got ways of transporting my stuff and my children.
Well, and here's the thing. I mean, it's really it comes down to the point of, when it comes down to transporting. I mean, and it depends on the situation whether or not there's a flow of traffic. Are the freeways even intact? Um, Everybody has a tendency to pack up their vehicle. That's the first thought. When you get out of Dodge, the first thing you're going to go for is to pack up your truck, your vehicle, and then the extra supplies that you need. Um, the chaos just from the panic alone of gets to the point where it actually can become dangerous to people trying to evacuate. And it and I really don't know if it's a matter of planning. I mean, foresight is always the best thing. I mean, what do you take? I can tell you I would not be taking my documents with me. Um, so, I mean, and the children that you have, and that, you know, I used to know this. I mean, what I would do with my kids and how I would do it. But nowadays, I can't even think about it because, I'm not in that situation. Right, right. Well, that's true.
But I can take my kids and I can live in the woods and be okay with them. Lavoy gave a very good hint in his one
Or
video.
Mike.
Remember, Lavoy had that one video, and everybody gave him guff about what was it that he was inside of. A flat tarp. Okay, a flat tarp is an excellent source for a shelter. You can use sticks from the trees for your
Yeah.
tent. You can use sticks to make your stakes to hold the thing down so it don't blow out. Okay, that is a shelter. You can dig a hole or put your fire on top of the ground. If you put your fire on top of the ground, they're gonna know where you're at. But if you dig a hole and make a fire pit, when you leave, you make sure that fire is out. You put the grass back down. They're gonna have a really hard time finding your butt. You
Well,
go to
the
the woods, you can get food, you can get meat, you can get berries, you can get other stuff depending on the season, depending on the time of the year.
well, and I know that you know the basic supplies, and I mean there are people say, well, I need to go buy
No, I'm
you
not
know
talking about buying anything. You kill an animal,
I'm going to show you
you've
how to
got
build
leather,
a
you've got the
Dakota
hide,
fire
you can
right.
feed it green tanning. Okay, it's all natural. It's not no chemical. You can take that leather, you can make clothes with it.
pit. It's fire that's
Okay?
underground. It's great.
You can make shoes with it for your children.
Well, when you talk
Bones to
about this
make
stuff, I
tools
just thought
too.
about Rambo.
I'm not talking about Rambo life. I'm talking practical, honest to gosh, how to survive, how to live. It's my lifestyle.
Well, and that's well, when I said like Rambo, I mean it comes down to, I mean, look, he used well, what the heck are them things? A gunny sack
Yes,
for a for a poncho. He
yes.
took a piece of rope and used it for a
Do you know the slickest way to waterproof material? Clothes. And it also works to keep the mosquitoes off of you. Smoke from your fire.
right.
And a prepper.
Well, BB's not normal. She's got country life experience, so
I am not a prepper though, guys. I am just somebody that never gave up my old fashioned upbringing and ways. Yeah, I was born in the 60s, like 61 at the beginning, so I remember the 60s, 70s, 80s, and so on. But the, the no, the tarp is a good way to have shelter.
it is.
You don't have to carry the sticks with you. You can always get new sticks. Oh, you'd either want to have a knife or a
Machete.
axe or saw. It's it's like I was telling Robin that one time. We're not going to overwhelm her. We were breaking it down for her. Remember that, Robin?
Hi, sorry.
Remember the things you were talking, Robin, and you got overwhelmed, and we broke everything down for you a lot easier.
Yes, yes. You do such a good job of that.
Hey, what happened when my internet went out? Can somebody tell me? I don't know what's going on.
Oh, well, right now,
Yeah, Mikey.
actually, we're on air, aren't we, Douglas?
Yes, Mikey's
Yeah.
on in with us.
No, we're not live.
Are we
We're
live,
not?
Douglas?
I thought we were.
Scott never gave me a link to put out that said we were on a show anyplace.
It's said off air. That's what I'm saying. That we're still under the roundtable thing, but
Now we're live on Scott's channel right now. We're just not seeing the light being on here.
Yeah.
Where's Scott's channel? Pete's place? Or Scott's YouTube?
me personally, I'd leave my kids for bait and get the hell out of there. No.
Oh, yes. Actually, I have plenty of beans and rice for sure. I bought five what is it, a 5 gallon bucket, two of the 5 gallon buckets from the Lowe's, and I have one of them filled up with rice, another one with beans, and then I've also caught one of those, to go buckets that you take with you. I forget what company it was. I think Humana is it? And it was on sale. So I've got that grab and go, and I've got my own rice, my own beans, and I have shelves full of food right now that in a closet in my apartment. Yeah,
A
if there's
dollar, the 99-cent store is a great place to go if you just get $10 worth of some things every week. It does add up quickly. Vienna sausages are in a can; they last for a long time. dried meats last for a long time. You can even pick up water cheap there.
Well, what about like what the heck is that? What is that called? Deviled ham? Is that, I
Yeah,
mean,
oh yeah,
in the
anything
can?
in a can like that, and it's cheap, it's proteins, and it's going to last for a while. So, and it stores very well too, as far as space wise. So I go to the 99-cent store. I spend about $10 a week in there, and everything does add up very quickly.
Yeah, making jerky. Yeah.
How much does a dehydrator go for though? Aren't they expensive? I wanted to do that, but I think I remember looking at them and they're very expensive.
Well, now that we have determined, I guess maybe a food source, for instance, we're talking about smoking and jerky and stuff like that. Uh, the question is, and ladies, what would you? I mean, how much would you actually need to take? I mean, just, and I don't know how many kids you have, but I mean, how much food supply would you actually have to take to get from point A to point B?
Yes, it's a good question.
What is the normal intake on an adult? What is it, 15? What is it, 15 or 2400? I can't remember.
Calories.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about the daily calories, but I think I don't know. Isop, do you have anything to say?
Well, for a man, it's like 23, I think, or something like that. And for children, it's not as high as it is for a man or for a woman.
And the metabolism of that person. Right. yeah, you could take a regular MRE pack and make it stretch all day long.
Um, Guys, I'm going to have to stop you guys here because we're getting a lot of feedback from some of the people listening to Doug's show that they can't understand a word we're saying. So,
No,
Doug, you might
it's
want to start
Buffy.
over with a clear.
It's Buffy nonstop.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Mike left.
Okay. I need to get out of this anyway because I have a message that came on that my dinner is ready. I will pop back in as soon as I get done eating, if that's all right with you guys. All right. Thank you,
Well, I gotta
guys.
go and I'm gonna go put my kids to bed. I may not be around, Douglas, but have a good night and thank you
You too.
so much.
Well, no problem. Thank you for inviting me.
Are we going to continue or what are we going to do, Scott? Doug? Alrighty.
Okay, B, I'll